because data analytics is used in internal auditing because it helps auditors to be more proactive, accurate, and strategic in their operation, ultimately contributing to better risk management and organization success. Second, it shows the explosion of data volume in recent year, both structured financial data and unstructured emails and Word documents. But today, organizations have complex IT and financial system environments, meaning it's critical to carry out a deep dive into organization data and look at the work population instead of using sample, which might not uncover all the risk. Next. For the research question, my test has 3 questions. First, what's the extent and the scope of literature on the using of data analytics in internal auditing? Second, how does data analytics contribute to the modern internal auditing practice? And what the challenge to organizations face when integrating data analytics into their internal audit process? Methodology. I use a scoping review because it's a systematic research methodology used to comprehensively explore and map existing literature on a specific topic. Unlike review, which answers specific research questions, scoping review provides a broad overview of the literature and extends key trends and gaps, and also helping to inform future research and decision making. As the procedure of scoping review, we have identification of research questions, which the objective of identify and summarizing the key points, trend, and trends in the literature related to the use of data analytics in internal auditing. Also explore how data analytics is used to improve internal audit function by the end to highlight the common challenge and barriers that organizations encounter when integrating data analytics into their internal audit process. Also, this challenge could include data quality issues, skills gaps, technology limitation, identifying the existing literature. For the second step is identify relevant studies. For this, I choose data collected from year 2003 until 2023 because those data cover 2 decades of research, providing a comprehensive overview of the development in data analytics within internal auditing and evaluation of the emergence of new technology, methodology, and trend. Also from the following websites, Start, Think, Tala, White Emerald, and Science Direct. For the third procedure step is about study selection. So for the study selection, I will use the keyword, it's based on the keyword data analytics and internal auditing. And the source accessed is from A, B, D series with the character of A, B, and P. A and B. The fourth step is about making data graphs. So I will code data include authors, information, study year, location, objective, and assignment method and findings they use. For the last step is about organization, organize, summarize, and report results by making chart lists involved extraction of article which was reflected in the table generated by the collection process. By the last, the reason for me for choosing scoping review, I believe that this scoping review is the most suitable approach for my research topic because it allows me to systematically access the vast and diverse body of literature on data analytics in internal auditing. By conducting a scoping review, I can completely map the available research, identify gaps, train, and refine my research question, which will guide my subsequent systematic review on primary research. And also this method will save time and source and ensure I have a clear understanding of my topic and provide a strong foundation for further investigation, contribute to the broader understanding and practice of data analytics in internal auditing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Ann, for your thesis proposal presentation. And now we are going to the second session, that is discussion with the examiners and the audience. This session will be started with the first examiner, Miss Anindya Lutfiani. You may start your discussion. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity that has been given. I would like to say congratulations to Anne for a well presented of your seminar proposal. So there are several suggestions for improvement to your proposal. First, start from research background. I think the research problem of your proposal is still a little unclear and confusing for the readers. So you can add some uh, some reasons like why is analytical data in the internal audit process important to this to your study, and what's the problem matters, and what's the urgency or novelty. Because when I read your proposal, uh, it's not really clear there. And then I think the first paragraph in the research background should clearly explain the research problem that will be raised. And in terms of the writing context, there are several paragraphs that only consist of 2 sentences. It would be better if you combine it with the previous paragraph if they have same main idea. And then in the literature review section, you only write down about the definition, purpose, and scope of the topics. They should be better if you write down the result from the relevant previous research with the critical analysis from the author. And then from the research method sections, I think it has been written well, step by step, but there is no scientific justification for choosing this method or why the journal data source was chosen. Like you write about 6 international journals to compile the data of article, but you don't write down what was the reason you choose 6 international journals. And then there are my suggestion, and next I will ask some question about your research. Okay, the question first, there is a lot of previous research that examines the development of internal audit in terms of analytical data and big data analytics in some scholars. So what is the difference about your research compared to previous research?
Thank you. Can you come again with the question?
Okay. The question is, there is a lot of previous research that examines or the study about development of internal audit in terms of analytical data or big data analytics. And what is the difference? What is the difference your research compared to previous research?
Thank you. My difference from previous research is because it will be a whole it will show as a whole in also it will not only for me, also for whole world to know more about to access the data analytics in internal auditing, also to encourage also some companies to publish, so many companies can understand why is it important to have data analytics in internal auditing. And also for my novelty for my research, it's because I'm looking for what they meet in their previous research, so I can upgrade it by making some innovation. Did you get me?
Okay. Okay, thank you, Anna. I think your reasons can be written in your research background because it's about novelty and research gaps. The next questions. Okay, the next questions. The articles reviewed were selected from 6 journal portal, right? From Emerald, Terror Francis, Science Direct, and so on. Can you explain why they were chosen?
I choose those in 6 international publication because it allows me to get the data I want at the right time, and also it's not about on specific country or region. It is published to the whole as a whole. So I choose those 6 publications because it will help me to understand more about my thesis, and also it will help me to identify more gaps which is missing to my thesis topic.
Okay. For your reasons, I think you can add in research methodology because when I read your proposal, there is no reasons why you choose 6 portal journal. Okay, and then the last questions. Actually, I just want to know, do you not using a publisher from Indonesia like Sinta, just from international publisher, or uh, just Indonesia is exceptions? Why?
Can you repeat again?
Okay. Uh, ex- uh, why you don't use Indonesia portal journals like Sinta? Why you just at international publisher?
It's because I want to publish my articles and international, and also I want to see how they do, and also I use data as my reference to see how the Indonesians work and compare to the international ones.
Okay, thank you, Anne, for your response. And thank you. I appreciate your proposal, and it's enough for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Anin, for the comments, questions, and the suggestions to Miss Ann. Now we move to the second examiner, to Mr. Fidel Remuscono. Please give your suggestion, question, and the comments. The time is yours.
Thank you, Mbak Sania. Thank you for the opportunity given to me. Permission to give comment, suggestion. I have no question because my question same to Anin. Previously, I appreciate Anne for being at this stage. I start with the technical things. The first, the citation method is still incorrect on page number 4. So you should pay attention about it. The second, maybe this research is different in our class because it is in English. So I need to pay attention to grammar in writing in English. Example, in Indonesia, we know SPO when we make write a scientific paper. So I must attention to grammar. In the background, the facts have been explained, but I have not found novelty from this research. So I agree with Mbak Anin. You must write your novelty and explain in your background. In the methodology, the keywords in this research have not been written, but you only explain that they are related to data analytics. So you don't write in methodology. And the next, the criteria in this research are still explained separately, and in my opinion, are still lacking. For example, location, article type, using language. Because if you publish your paper in journal, I think the reader will be confusing. So my suggestion is the criteria need to be combined in one explanation. Example, in one table, maybe. The next, I would like to asking you about in the methodology, and you write using Prisma, but you don't explain how the process to about Prisma in your research. In the 5 tips, I not found the about Prisma. And the last, perhaps in methodology section, it's mentioned that it was adopted from RK 2020. Sorry, RK 2005, because many students are written by the originator of the methodology. And I must make justification why you choose year 2003. I think that's all for me. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for the comments and suggestion, and maybe a little bit asking from Mr. Fidel. For Miss Anne, maybe you can give a response to Mr. Fidel comment and suggestion.
Thank you, Fidel, for giving me suggestion about the correction of my thesis. And also, as I mentioned in my PPT, I choose the data for 2023 because it covers 2 decades from where the technology started and also from where people they start understanding. So yeah, we can use advanced technology in our business by using it in different ways. And also for my methodology keyword, I mentioned in the PPT I started using data analytics and internal auditing. And also for the location, not yet, but for the language I will choose which is in English and the title, so the reader cannot be confused. And for the Prisma, I only explain the procedure. So for the next, I will explain why I choose Prisma as a strategy. Thank you. Is that all?
Okay, thank you, Anne, for the answer. And to Mr. Fidel, is there any more comments or questions to Miss Anne?
And must make a writer in methodology make justification why you choose 2003. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the comments and suggestion from Mr. Fidel. And now we can move to the audience. If there are anyone from the audience wanted to give comments, suggestion, or question, please raise your hand or click the unmute button and introduce yourself. Anyone from the audience? Okay, if there is no question from the audience, we can move to the third session. That is discussion and evaluation with the thesis advisors and the coordinator program. So this session will be started with by first thesis advisor, Mrs. Helianti. You may start your evaluation. Time is yours.
Thank you, Shania. Siapa ya tadi namanya? Anna, congratulations ya. For you, you have already on the stage. If I'm speaking Indonesia, would you understand it? Can you follow me?
Tanya will help me to get what I will miss.
So, because sorry, but you need to speak louder because I think something wrong with my ear. I cannot catch your speak clearly. Yeah. Okay, I have read your draft, and it seems that you need to improve your introduction part. This is too long. Yeah, how many pages? It's 5. Yeah, is it 5? 3, 4, 5. That's too long, and you need to concise. It's when I read it, it's a little bit confused for me to catch what you want to or is it focus on your scoping review. Yeah. And it's a little bit jumping between the paragraph, for example, like from the second part to second paragraph to the third one. It seemed like that's the third paragraph is a little bit disturbing, yeah, for me. It's like it's it's not really have a relationship with the previous one. So it's not really smooth when you the way you write or the way you talk about your research. So I think you need to really focus on, make it short, maximum like 2 pages. That's enough, I think. Then make it focus on what you want to do with your scoping review. So is there any specific focus on, like in here in your draft you mentioned about the effectiveness of the internal audit, and then but on your where is it in your that's only a little bit part you mentioned about the effectiveness, and then which one? Your question is about, it's not about the effectiveness. Yeah, it is about it's about it. The contribution to the practice. So basically, what do you want to find out? What's the about this scoping review? What's your focus on about this data analytic? I know. What do you want to know about data analytic internal auditing?
Thank you. For my thesis, I want to know more about data analytics in internal auditing and how it will help to improve the performance of the business, and how using data analytics it can help us internal auditor to assess risk, and also as if it's really good to use data analytics by reducing time costly, and also if so we can move from traditional method to digital era. That's why I choose to find more about data
So
analysis.
you need to give the background with mention what I mean, what's the relevant with the all the thing that you have already mentioned. Yeah, so be focused on, if you want to know about what is it, the contribution or the impact of data analytic in internal auditing. So what's the story behind it? Why you need to find out about the things about the topic? Yeah, is there any weaknesses on the research paper before on that topic, or what? You need to be more clear on your research objective. Yeah. So and then make it your introduction more relevant with your what you want to find out with your scoping review, because I think it's like sometimes jumping on here, jumping on there, so it's a little bit confusing to why you need to do scoping review on this topic. Yeah, that's not really clear on your draft, on your introduction. Make it stronger. Yeah, then that's my comment for introduction. So you may read lots of, I have already told you before, you should read some of the scoping review papers. So to read on the background, read the reason why the researcher do the scoping review on certain topic. Yeah, and read the reason why, the objective, and how they writing down on the draft, on the paper. So you need to learn and then apply it in your research. Then on the there is a trouble with my laptop. On the I think your friend already mentioned about the methodology part. Is about what is it? Sebentar ya ini, anunya agak hang komputernya. Tadi ya. There is a little bit question in my mind about the way you searching the article. You will use some keyword, and the keyword is what's the keyword? This is data analytic and internal audit. Is that one one sentence, or did you combine it, or that's separate? You just sometimes use data analytics, sometimes use internal audit. Is that like that, or how is it, Anna?
For the keyword, I use sometimes data analytic only and internal auditing only, because I used to search data analytics in internal auditing, but I cannot find it.
Oh, it's okay. So you try to use the internal audit, so hopefully that you can find the topic about the internal audit. So you hope that you can find about the data analytic. Is that right? Because in my mind, if you use the term, it's broader, like internal audit, so it will come up with lots of the topic about the internal audit research area. There's a lot. Too broad. But if you combine it with data analytic, or what's the term that you can use, the keyword that you can use beside data analytic, maybe big data or other things, you may find out, you should find out about it and try to use it. Because if you just use separately internal audit, I think you will waste your much time, yeah, because it will come up lots of article in different topic, not about specifically in data analytic. So you should concern about it. I think that's all from me. So it's about the writing, yeah. So I already mentioned it before. Try to make it short for the introduction, and try to maximum 2 pages, and then try to make it concise for your draft, for your writing. Just mention that you really think is relevant with your topic. Yeah. So like the second paragraph about you try to tell about what is it? It's in 1941, blah blah blah. That's, I think it's not really important. Yeah. So try to choose which one that relevant to your topic. It's not really relevant, just drop it. Okay. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you from Mrs. Helianti for the evaluation to Miss Anne. Miss Anne, is there any you want to say to Mrs. Helianti?
What can I say is thank you for being my supervisor, and also thank you for correcting me where I was wrong, and also to guide me through this kind of presenting my thesis. And also, according to her comment, I will try to make it better and better. Thank you.
Okay, now we can move to the second thesis advisor, to Mrs. Diana. You may start your evaluation. Time is yours.
Thank you very much, Sania Rahmawati, for the opportunity. Okay, good morning, and
Good morning.
right. So, before I start my comments, I would like to congratulate you, because now you are on this stage. So, actually, looking at your draft, this draft version is way better than the previous draft. So congratulations. Anyway, and there is always room for improvement. There is always room for improvement. But the thing that I would like to discuss and share with you, I think that is identical or exactly the same with the thing that your college, Fidel and Anin said, and also the thing that Bu Helianti just said to you. First thing first, it's about your introduction or your background section. It is unclear why you need to conduct this kind of research, why you need to conduct scoping review. It is really your biggest problem in this draft because you haven't outlined or give description systematically why we need to again conduct this kind of scoping review. What's the research gap? Isn't there some findings from the previous research that I'm mentioning about, oh, all right, for the future research, there should be research that specifically using scoping review or literature review to get insight about some research question. So you need to find previous research that said like that. It is really important to conduct this study because this thing and that thing. So that's missing from your background section. And then the second one is, I'm wondering why you choose internal audit instead of audit in general.
I choose internal auditing because as you know, internal auditing, because before presenting to their external shareholders, so they must use internal auditing. So sometimes internal auditing also they are struggling to find what they can present to their manager or to their external shareholder of the company. So I choose internal auditing because also they need to have improvements, not only auditing in general, but also to focus in internal auditing, also to help to understand that the company they must also have or use internal auditing in their everyday life instead of auditing in general.
Have you explained that in your draft? Why are you choosing internal audit instead of audit in general?
No.
No, not yet. You can add that, especially in your background section. And I think it would be better for you if you add something like this, because there is, according to previous research, there is very few research that concern with internal audit and which really connect internal audit with data analytics. So it is a great time for you to come up with that topic. For example, something like that. So you need to find out previous research that highlight that issue, why it is important to come up with internal audit rather than audit in general. And then it's interesting to know that in your methodology section, you mentioned about PRISMA framework, right? Unfortunately, the source where you get the PRISMA framework, I think it would be better for you if you directly look at the PRISMA website for reference. Have you checking the PRISMA website?
No, I use from a previous article.
No. Okay, so I suggest you to look at the Prisma website, and then in Prisma website, especially Prisma for scoping review, you could find a very detailed explanation about how to conduct the scoping review according to the Prisma framework. So what's the first step, second step, final step, things like that. So again, my suggestion is please use Prisma website and the content on that website as your reference in this methodology section. Because you rely on Prisma framework as your methodology to conduct the scoping review. So you need to get the first reference. It is available on prismastatement.org. You can check on the internet. So the information available there is very detailed, starting from the title, how to write the rationale, the objective, the data collection, etc. And then the other thing is about keywords. I agree with Bu Helianti that you need to be really careful when choosing the keywords to conduct this scoping review. You know that this keyword is like a starting point for you to collect your data and really get in and be familiar with your data. Unless you choose a proper and right keywords, I don't think you could get a proper and relevant articles that is related to your research purpose. You said that it is hard for you to find out data analytics plus internal audit. I don't think so, because when you're checking the Google Scholar, just check the Google Scholar and then type in data analytics plus internal audit, you could get hundreds, thousands articles mentioning about that. So it's better for you rather than just putting data analytics by itself or internal audit by itself. You should combine these two together to get a relevant research paper related to your research objective. So data analytics plus internal audit, just type in the Google Scholar and then it will come up with hundreds research articles. And also Helianti said about what about big data? Yes, you could do that. So big data analytics plus internal auditing. So try to find other synonyms for that keyword. Big data analytics plus internal auditing. I think that's also a good keyword to try. So again, my suggestion is to combine the phrase data analytic plus internal audit, and don't just try to put one by one keyword by itself. No, it won't come up with a good research paper if you do that. Do you get it, Anne?
Yes, I'm getting.
Yep. Okay. Now the research question. When I read your research question in the methodology section, especially in the subsection identification of research question, And then suddenly I realized that your research question here is not identical with the research question that you wrote in the introduction section. So they should be identical, right, Anne?
Yes.
Yeah, so just please check and recheck again your research question in the introduction section and those in methodology section, make them identical. Overall, if you follow my suggestion to check out the Prisma website and then read carefully through the Prisma website, your methodology would be better because it will guide researcher in doing the scoping review. Prisma for scoping review. Just type in that keyword on the Google or search engine, and then it will come up with the Prisma for scoping review website. All right, I think that's all for me. Say good luck for your research journey, and
Thank you.
Okay, thank you
Thank
very
you, Anna.
much. Miss Anne, is there anything you want to say to Mrs. Diana?
What I should say to her is to thank her for guiding me through this thesis, and also to correct me for my first draft. It was not good, but she corrected me, and I come with the good one. And also thank you for always welcoming me to help me, and also thanks for the comments you showed me. I will try to make it good in my next in my for correcting it. Thank you.
Okay, the next is from Mrs. Yana. Is Mrs. Yana here with us today? I think
Sepertinya
Mrs.
kemarin izin enggak bergabung Mbak Sania.
Oh, okay. Ya, Bu. Since Mrs. Yana isn't here with us, I want to ask permission to Mrs. Helianti and Mrs. Diana. Is it okay to end the seminar of thesis proposal here?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Continue.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I would like to say thank you to the first and second thesis advisor for the comment and suggestions. Now I will conclude the results of today's seminar. So Ms. Anne has presented her thesis proposal with an interesting topic. However, there are several things that need to put attention or need to be revised. The first is from the introduction about the research problem is a little unclear and confusing to read. Also, you need to highlight about the research problem and what you want to know, and the research gap also, research gap and research novelty. Also, from the methodology, we need to know about why you need to do scoping research to this topic, and also about the keyword. You have to be careful about the keywords because it's crucial to the data collection of scoping review. And about the framework that you use Prisma, but you need to explain more about the steps, and you should write the original source, and maybe you should open the official website of Prisma. I think that's it. Also from what Mrs. Diana said, there is always a room for improvement. I hope all the comments, suggestion is beneficial to complete the thesis proposal of Ms. Anne to the next chapter and to become a complete thesis. And finally, we come to the end of the seminar of thesis proposal. Thank you very much to the presenter for the information and interesting topic. And thank you for the examiner and the advisors for their time to attend on the seminar. And also thank you for all the audience for your participants. And congratulations to Ms. Ann for completing your seminar of thesis proposal today. And hopefully the presentation will be beneficial for all of us. And thank you for your attention. See you another time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thanks.
Terima kasih, Bu.
Thanks, Ania. Thanks all. Bye.
So these people, they don't mind my Thank you guys for joining my.
Congrats, Ann.
Thank you.
Selamat An.
Terima kasih. Oh my God.
Selamat,
Selamat Ane.
Oh,
Thank you.
Moderatornya ya keren ya, pakai bahasa Inggris juga.
Yeah.
aku deg-degan.
Ngeri.